Today's vlog is going to be a review of two pairs of sunglasses that I recently purchased from a company that a lot of people know about, Ray-Ban. Made in Italy product, high quality glasses, high quality lenses, iconic for the industry that they're in, for sunglasses in general. A lot of people just know the name even if they've never owned the product before. They've been featured in countless movies, countless actors wear them. Everybody knows somebody that has a pair or has had a pair of Ray-Bans. They're a collector's item for the older generations, and they're top of the line Wayfarer frame, which is something that I had always been interested in purchasing and wearing, because I do like to wear sunglasses when I'm outside. I don't like to walk around squinting, and my eyes are very sensitive to the light. Try to remember my sunglasses. When I don't remember my sunglasses, I know I'm gonna have a bad day. Into these guys right here. When I first decided I wanted to get a pair, my first pair of Ray-Bans, it was because of Casey Neistat. I saw his video on how he made his sunglasses, and that he's a huge Ray-Ban fan, even though he doesn't like the brand and the modeling. That's why he always scratches out the name, but he likes the glasses. So I was gonna go with his suggestion, which, again, it wasn't like he said, hey, you guys should try these, but it was because of what he was wearing, and they were called the Wayfarer Foldables, or Folding Wayfarers, which is a evolution of their original design, the Wayfarers, and it basically allows the sunglasses to fold down and be really super compact. They're super hard to find, and I did not know this. They're really hard to find in stores. Now, for those of you that don't know, Ray-Ban is owned by a company called Luxottica that's based in Italy. They also own Sunglass Hut, or Ray-Bans are found in every Sunglass Hut in the country. Every Sunglass Hut that's in a Macy's, every major big department store. They're in Bloomingdale's, Macy's, Neiman Marcus, I think, has them, and a bunch of other big box stores. And then, of course, you have your flagship Ray-Ban stores that are going to carry them, as well as Pearl Vision, which is also owned by Luxottica, and other, like, optic eyeglass places will carry a few brands as well, just because they will sell. I figured I could walk into any Sunglass Hut, and I'd be able to walk in, say, hey, I'm looking for the foldable Wayfarers. I want, I want the original black on green lens. I didn't know how difficult it was gonna be to find the 54mm size frame, which is the one that fits my head. It was relatively easy to find the 50, but it was just too narrow for my temples. I have a wide head. So my second choice was, when I was in the store, I was looking at the regular Wayfarers, and now the difference between the folding and the classic Wayfarers is what they call this panoscopic tilt. So it's basically how far the top of the sunglass leans away from your face when you have it on. I didn't like that look, and the bottom of the frame touched my cheek when I would like talk while testing them out. So I didn't like that at all. So I was really determined to stick it out and get a pair of the foldables. But then I came across these glasses. These glasses are Wayfarers also, but these are what are called new Wayfarers. And the tilt is much, much less dramatic than the classics that they sell. Also changed the shape of the frame. You don't have as much of a dent or a droop on the lens. And they fit my head, I would say, pretty damn good. And I was lucky enough to find these in the biggest size they sell, the 58s. The 54s looked okay, but I think because of the narrowing of the lens, or of the shortening of the height of the lens, they just didn't look perfect on my head the way that I wanted them to, and the 50s were just way too small. It just looked ridiculous. Those are for a much smaller head than mine. So I got these. These are the new Wayfarers in the matte black coloring. Gotta say, I really, really like them. I like the way they fit. You don't really get too much of the frame in your vision, in your field of view, which is a plus. So I got these, but I was still set on finding a pair of folding 54 Wayfarers. Didn't care if they were matte black or the shiny classic design. I just needed to get a pair of the folding, just because of the idea and the uniqueness of it, and I needed to have it just because of how different it was. this whole last week or so, I've been on a hunt going from Sunglass Hut to Sunglass Hut to Sunglass Hut, calling or going and asking, or department store and asking, hey, I need to know if you have the 54s. They didn't have the 54s. So eventually yesterday, I remembered, hey, there's a flagship Ray-Ban store in downtown Manhattan. Let me give them a call. So I called them. It was just before closing. I was already out, like, way too far to make it back in time. And I called and said, hey, do you guys have the 54mm Wayfarer foldables? And they said they did. So I was like, okay, cool. How many do you have in stock? They said, oh, we have plenty. So I said, cool, I'll be there tomorrow. I literally showed up to their store at 10 a.m. today, right as she was unlocking the front door, and came on in. And she said, hi. First of all, the store is phenomenal. The only pet peeve that I think I have is that they won't let you video record. I tried to get footage of inside the store. For some reason, they don't like free advertisements. But it's funny because I've seen other recordings from inside the store, so I don't know if maybe it was just because I was the only one in the store or whatnot. But they wouldn't let me record the displays. I don't know if it's a store policy or if it was they were uneasy that I was there as soon as it opened and I was just trying to like get video of the displays or not, but they asked if I could put my camera away. So I told the woman that I was there for the Wayfarer foldables, and she brought me right over, and I was able to finally pick out the sunglasses that I've wanted. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my classics, or the new Wayfarers. I'm probably going to wear these a lot. I'm definitely going to wear these a lot, I'll say. These are going to be definitely used a lot. They're going to get their money's worth, but I needed to pick these up. And now I will show you what they look like. Now, this is the cool little case that they come in when you buy the originals. This is the case that you get. These are the foldables. They've got this hinge in between the two lenses with the Ray-Ban logo on it. The pieces that rest on the ear fold out as well. And now you can see these are more in line with what the classic Ray-Ban sunglass looks like as far as the shape. You can see it's got much more of a droop in the lens than mine does, which to me is okay as long as it's a solid colored lens. If it's gradient, I don't like it. It just looks a little too retro or old school for me. But the fact that it's the solid black, or what they call, I think, green G15 lens, is what was very attractive, that made me want to buy them. And they fill a little bit more of the eye. The thing that I didn't think of, and the thing that I realized afterwards, is that because of the height and the narrowness of these lenses, you actually can get a lot of light in from the top. Not that it's distracting, or not that it's like a huge con. It's just something you don't realize until you try this size on, especially with like that extra dip on top. But once you put the folding Wayfarers on, it kind of really seals off the top half. Like you can't, it closes off, so you really don't ever have to worry about there being like a high sun up in the sky or at a high angle and it getting behind the glasses at all. I love the way that they fit. They fit really, really comfortably. I have a pair of over-the-ear headphones that I listen to my music on, and they're a little uncomfortable with this frame. With the new Wayfarers, they're a little bit more comfortable, I think, because this is a little narrower where the ear rest is, so it fits a little snugger in between the headphone and my ear. But that's something that I could get used to, no problem. I won't even notice it in a day or two. I think these will probably become the more popular driving sunglasses, just because of the foldability, and I can put them in a small case and they'll just sit right in my cup holder, nice and easy and out of the way. These are going to be more for my going out into the city with my wife and my daughter, and going, you know, walking around the city, walking around the neighborhood, you know, just not really being super active, I guess, with them. Just because they do tend to get dirty because of the mat. You can see the oils and everything from your skin, the sweat from your brow and the skin do get on those frames. It's not that much of an issue with these because they already have that gloss to them. They fit awesome. I am super impressed. I remember when I first really started wearing sunglasses a lot, I thought that it was a little ridiculous to buy a pair of $150 sunglasses, and because of how impressed I was with these and how addicted I was with the look of these, I've bought 2 of them within a week. My wife bought a pair of Ray-Bans called the Ericas, which is really ironic because that's her mother's name. But they just look awesome on her as well. I think maybe we'll do another video on those another day. Today this was just kind of a comparison in my purchasing experience. The woman that helped us at Sunglass Hut for these, the new Wayfarers, was absolutely kind. She showed us the box that they came in, that it was still sealed, opened it right in front of me, showed me the glasses, let me hand inspect it before I made the final decision. And she said, look, if there's anything wrong with it, or you decide that you want the glossy frame, you have 30 days to decide if you want to switch before, as long as you have a receipt and as long as they're still in pretty immaculate condition. But I love the matte frame for the narrow Wayfarers. I think that it's just a little bit more of a new age look on a retro design, which I like. I've also always had just matte colored frames, and then when I went with these, I figured, and the girl brought up a good point at the counter. She said, you already have the flats, these are a really classic style frame, why not go with the classic glossy color? And I have to thank her for that. I don't remember what her name was, but thank you. Great suggestion. I'm glad that I do have a pair of the matte and the shiny, and I just love the uniqueness of that feature of them folding up. And even if you don't need to have the case, you just fold them up and you can put them right in your shirt pocket. You could do so many different combinations of sunglasses, but to me these are going to be my go-tos. Definitely while traveling and driving. Traveling just to put it in a bag if I'm going on an airplane or going on a really long journey, these will definitely be my go-to glasses. So that's my experience, my purchasing experience with Ray-Ban. I strongly suggest them. They have an amazing feel to them with build quality, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. They do have a bunch of different sizes to fit a bunch of different heads. Go try them out for yourself. Don't just take my word for it.